Now for Fort Stockton High School Panther baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther baseball being brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, NG Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Adenanda Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, by M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Now stay tuned for Panther Baseball. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ken Ripley along with Darren Hodges, and we are live in La Mesa, Texas today at La Mesa High School's baseball field. Beautiful place to play, and it is a gorgeous day today in La Mesa. Very pleasant temperatures, very light winds, but enough to make it very pleasant, and lots of sunshine. Not a cloud in the sky. So, Darren, we're ready for Fort Stockton versus Canyon Randall in Game 2 of our bi-district series. Randall won yesterday by score 3-2 in a cleanly played game by both teams. Good pitching yesterday and good defense by both teams.
Yeah, it was anybody's game, really. Great effort by the Panthers. Came up just short, and, now we need to win Game 2.
Well, Darren, let's talk about the other playoffs that we have had. The Seminole Indians, I believe, are so far the only one of our district teams that is going to move on into the area round of the playoffs, as Seminole defeated Canyon 2-1 and 4-3 in 2 straight games. West Plains eliminated Andrews. Andrews won Game 1 5-2, and then West Plains came back and beat Andrews 11-1 and 2-0. And so West Plains moves on, and then Greenwood's baseball team, they played Pampa. Now, they won Game 1 8-3, but they lost Game 2 6-1, and they lost Game 3 12-7. So Pampa is moving on. West Plains and Seminole to represent this area going against the western teams in the area round. Now, we still have this series to determine. It's Fort Stockton versus Canyon Randall. And we need to win 2 games today in a row to advance in the playoffs, Darren.
Well, I think we got a lot of confidence from our effort yesterday. We had some opportunities, let them get by, and it's a game we could have won, and I think we're ready to play today.
All right, so it's Fort Stockton versus Canyon Randall. The Raiders is who will be playing, the Raiders and the Panthers, and we've got a beautiful day in La Mesa, and this game's scheduled to tip off at 1 o'clock. We'll be back in a moment with some lineups. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Adenanda Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field. For portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers, contact Adenanda Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Adenandas at 432-336-3803. Adenanda Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. All right, we are back here at Lamesa, Texas. Let's take a look at the Fort Stockton lineup today. Jerry Diaz will be on the mound for us today, Darren. Michael Patino, or Bubba, he'll be at catcher. We'll have Aiden Villarreal at first base for the Panthers. Gama Corral will be at second base. We've got Nick Almendares playing at third. And at shortstop for the Panthers, Zane Natividad. And at left field, Kyle Rojero. And also Rylan Nunez in center field. Nick Sotelo comes into the game to play right field today. Of course, Jandre Reyes was playing out there yesterday, but Nick will try it today. And 2 games in a row now, the Panthers have played errorless baseball, and that is really a good sign.
That is, I played a very solid game.
Yeah.
Great pitching performance. I
Yes.
talked to Ryland's dad, and really proud of the way he came through, and the whole team really.
And, he pitched most of that Pecos game, the play-in game, too, so Ryland's had 2 really good outings in a row. Brian Encinas will be our DH today, batting 5th. And then our subs will include Jandre Reyes, Jason Reyes, Aiden Hernandez, Alonso Urias, Aiden Gonzalez, Rogelio Marquez, Ethan Nunez, and Cy Rojas, and Jeremiah Vela. And now for Canyon Randall, Bray Silva will be their first batter, the pitcher. Second batter will be Colin Miller, their left fielder. Third batter is Dylan Ray, their catcher. The fourth batter, cleanup, is Brecken Melton, their third baseman. Fifth batter, Brecken Ireland, who is the second baseman. The sixth batter, Adrian Trevino, plays in at first base. Noah Cuellar, the DH, batting seventh. And John Aguilera, by the way, is their center fielder. Batting eighth is Gio Miranda, the right fielder. And batting ninth, Kaysen Benton, who is their shortstop. Their subs include Paul Aguilera, Kaysen Kalk, Wyatt Tolliver, Will Stokes, Colton Seaton, Evan Janelle, Braxton Lowry, Derek Arenas, Tegan Nickelberry, Jackson Pond, and Zayden Sanders, Braylon Preciado, Diego Flanagan, and Bryson Newman. We'll be back in a moment.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today.
All right, we are back with Fort Stockton Panther baseball. Jerry Diaz warming up out on the mound for the Panthers. This is a turf field here in Lamesa. And we've got Bray Silva stepping up to the plate first for Canyon Randall. And Darren, he had a great day yesterday, and he is also going to be the pitcher today. So he's quite a player. You know, yesterday he went to the plate, got to base every time, but he had 3 base hits, two singles and a double yesterday. He also had a walk. So Silva, their leadoff batter, is a tough out.
He is. So we'll know a lot about this game after one batter.
That's true, yeah. Jerry Diaz, and Jerry's a great baseball player for the Panthers as well.
Well, I hope Silva's as weak as that orange juice I had.
Man, I tell you. We're going to remember Lamesa for the watered-down orange juice, aren't we?
We are, yes. It was the right color, but I couldn't taste any orange in it.
Yeah. I think they just drug one through it for a little while.
Yep.
Okay, Bray Silva stepping up to the plate for the Canyon Randall Raiders. They are 21-8 overall. now and 10-3 in their district. They're 1-0 in this by-district series. All right, here we go with the first pitch of our ball game, and Jerry, a left-handed pitcher, and a little bit high on the first pitch. That looked pretty good, but it's 1-0 to Silva.
We need a strike.
Here's the next throw. That one grounded, foul down the third base line by Silva, and the count goes to 1-1. Just an absolutely gorgeous day. It's very pleasant just to sit out in the stands today.
Yeah, he ripped that. I tell you, stayed out and went out on the field, so they're going to have a little time out while they retrieve the ball, but I tell you, he really ripped that one.
Yep, he did.
Just pulled it foul.
He had 2 singles and a double yesterday and 1 walk, so Silva is accustomed to making it to base. All right, here's the next throw. That's a strike.
That was a really nice pitch on the outside corner.
And it's 1-2. We were talking to Brad Probst, the head coach for Randall, before the game. He's a really nice fella. That one bounces on the turf. It's 2-2. And he played some pro ball. He was on the farm league, I guess, for the Houston Astros up in New York. So he's really got a lot of good experience. And here's a pop-up. Let's see if the right fielder can get to it. He does, and that's Nick Sotelo out there in right field. And I tell you what, he made an adjustment at the last moment on that one, Darren.
I don't like the dramatics, Nicky. Come on now. Just look more casual. Don't jump at the last second. It scared me.
He was headed, kind of straight forward, and then all of a sudden he darted to the right to catch that ball, didn't he?
He did.
So Colin Miller stepping to the plate, and that's the first time we've retired Silva.
That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. Colin Miller. Ground ball goes up the middle. Here's the shortstop, bobbles it, and that is a bad throw also, and we bobbled that one, and a bad throw as well. So that's an error early on for the Panthers on our shortstop for the Panthers, Zane Natividad. Just bobbled it, and I don't know if that made his throw errant as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, Randall has gone to second base on that play.
Yeah, the ball went into the dugout. So I tell you, that's tough because it looked like an easy play there. It didn't seem to take a very unusual hop, but we just couldn't make the play.
All right, Dylan Ray stepping to the plate now. That pitch is up high from Jerry Diaz. It's 1-0. And Brecken Melton is on deck for the Randall Raiders. This is their catcher, Ray, up to the plate. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled against the screen. Count goes to 1-1.
Kind of one of the, some of what we had yesterday, a few extra bases just on some mistakes. But that's our first error in a while, several games.
And here's the pitch. That one popped up out of the park. It's 1-2.
Because we didn't have any errors the last 2 games. That's our first one in at least 3 games.
Yep. Andrews did beat Riverside in softball 4-3 in the second game today. They won much more handily yesterday. That one is down outside, I guess, and a little low, 2-2. So Andrews is moving on in the softball playoffs to the regional quarterfinals. So is Monaghan, so is Greenwood.
Pretty strong softball district.
Here's the pitch. That one is fouled. Count will remain at 2-2.
Boy, he just got a little piece of that one.
But so far, unless Fort Stockton comes back to win 2 today against Randall, Seminole is the only baseball team so far to get by that northern district, and they beat Canyon in 2 one-run games. That one is down low, 3-2 to Dylan Ray. Seminole beat Canyon 2-1 and 4-3, and I believe they're going to be playing Isleta in Roswell, New Mexico next weekend at the New Mexico Military Institute.
Wow.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle, Jerry Diaz, and they're going to have to throw to third, and the runner is safe. Oh, my.
He really looked out to me, but
that would have been an easy out at first base, but Jerry Diaz elected to go to try to get the lead runner. He went to second behind the runner.
Yes.
Then the second baseman had to relay it to third, and we missed the tag.
Well, he's a speedy runner, and I tell you, we thought we'd get him going back. He'd throw ahead of the runner, but we threw behind him, and he made a nice play to get to third.
And Brecken Melton steps to the plate, the cleanup batter with runners at the corners with one out. Here's the pitch by Diaz. It's up high.
Well,
I don't know.
That's a tough break. You know, we ought to be out of this inning, 3 up, 3 down. We make the plays in the field.
All right, so here's the pitch. That's going to be a base. No, it was dropped by the left fielder. He dove for it, and 1 run will score for the Randall Raiders.
Well, we got the second out at second base. But, tough. Again, I tell you, we've been our own worst enemy this inning.
Oh, we didn't get a second out.
Yeah, we got it at second base. The runner going from first to second was thrown out at second.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was holding back at first thinking that it was going to be caught. So, so 2 away.
Here's a pop-up in foul territory by Ireland. And it's 0-1.
Well, I tell you, that extra base, the very first play, that's a tough.
What about an error on left field on the drop out there? Here's a runner going, and the ball hits the runner. He is safe on a stolen base.
They've been really tough, I tell you. They've got some speed on the base pass because that wasn't a bad throw, but they're quick.
1 ball, 1 strike to Brecken Ireland. 1 run has scored for Randall. They lead 1-0 here. And here's a long ball out to center field, and that is caught by the Panthers to retire the Randall Raiders. 1 run scores for Randall on a couple of errors by the Panthers. We'll be back in a moment.
M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Well, Darren, we bragged about the Panthers not committing any errors, but we committed 2 errors in the top half of that first inning and allows 1 run to score. 1 run on no hits by Randall, and 2 errors, 1 left on base. And, Dylan Ray, even though, that was a fielder's choice, not a hit. And that is a swing and a miss by Zane Natividad, 0-1, as he faces Bray Silva, who is the pitcher today for Randall. He's their leadoff batter as well.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah, and here's the pitch.
That's what
swing and a miss. Might have fouled it off. And
that's the sound a donkey makes, isn't it? A bray?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
0-2 now on Zane Natividad. He might have gotten a piece of that. That's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. All right, here's the pitch. Struck him out. And Bray Silva gets his first out, and it's a strikeout.
Well, that's we've seen that. That was a little high, but it's close. You got to swing at those. It's close enough.
Yep. Kind of dropped down into the strike zone a bit of a breaking ball. Here's Gama Corral, and here's the pitch. That one gets away from the catcher, and it is outside 1-0. Gama Corral, our second baseman, and then Rylan Nunez is on deck for the Panthers. Our Panthers have quite a few seniors on this team, Darren, and we wound up getting fourth place in the district and coming here to the playoffs to face Canyon Randall. Here's a ground ball, slow-moving one, and it goes to the shortstop, and it's perfectly played by the Randall Raiders for 2 outs. And the shortstop there, Kason Benton, throwing over to Adam Trevino for out number 1. Or 2, out number 2.
Well,
we've got about an even number of fans from each town, I would say, here today.
Yeah, we travel well.
Rylan Nunez, there's a breaking ball for a strike. That's a beautiful pitch. 0-1 to Nunez. 2 outs now on the Panthers. In the bottom of the first, with Randall leading the game 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And we're having a little trouble connecting to this pitcher. It's 0-2.
I think he's got some good movement on that pitch late.
He does. Here's the throw, and that is ground ball foul. M&J fast salute foul ball. And it's 0-2 to Nunez with Jerry Diaz on deck. All right, here is Silva winding up for the next throw, and that's popped up. Will it be catchable? Let's see. I think the catcher lost sight of it.
Well, I was reading his lips. He said, I'm tired. Somebody else get it.
No, he lost sight of it.
In the first inning, you can't be tired. You've got to go get that ball. It wasn't that far away.
No, it wasn't.
He just never found it.
No, it's sometimes hard to see those.
The pitcher saw it, and he came running late, but couldn't get there.
All right, 0-2 now to Rylan Nunez, who stays alive. Here's the pitch by Silva. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout. 2 of the 3 were strikeouts. And it's 1-0 Randall after 1 complete. We'll be back in just a moment.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
All right, it'll be Randall coming to the plate now, second inning, and Randall leading 1-0. They got 1 run on a couple of Panther errors in the top of the first inning.
No hits, just mistakes.
That is correct, yep. Adam Trevino stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch. High and inside, 1-0 from Jerry Diaz. And, another problem we had is the choice of fielding there on Dylan Ray. Back in that inning, we probably should have gone to first to get the second out and did not.
Probably so.
All right, it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Trevino. That one is also ball 2. It's 2-1 on Trevino, the first baseman. He's a left-handed batter. Noah Cuellar, the DH, is on deck. And here's the next throw. That is down low, 3-1. So Jerry needs to find the strike zone. And here's Diaz with the next throw. That one is a fly ball out to left. And we're under it. Move to our right just a little bit to make the catch, and that's Kyle Rojero.
Good job.
Making the catch out in left field for out number 1.
Always like getting the lead off.
Yep.
got the guy that.
Well, we got the lead off last time.
We did. Let's get this second guy now.
Noah Cuellar, the DH, stepping up for the Randall Raiders now. He's batting for the center fielder, John Aguilera. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out to right field, center field on the first pitch. Rylan Nunez is there to make the catch. Really nice play again. And there are 2 down on Randall very quickly.
I like that. Yeah, that's great. Let's we're going to need a lot of pitchers if we're going to play 3 games. And
yeah.
I know Aiden threw
He threw
2/3 of an inning,
maybe
1/3 of an inning. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think he got 1 out. Maybe he got 2 outs. I don't remember.
Well, I'll check in a minute. Here's Gio Miranda at the plate, 0-1. Next pitch is down low, 1-1 on Gio Miranda.
Yeah, he ought to be able to pitch 100 pitches today. Hit the bat, so it's going to be a M&J Fast Lube foul ball.
Yeah, Aiden came in to face 2 batters yesterday, gave up a walk, and then grounded the last out.
Good job. So he got 1 out, 2 batters.
It is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Miranda. There's a swing and a miss, and it's a 3-up and 3-down inning for the Panthers in the second against Randall. All right, so we'll go to the 3rd inning now. Or actually, we'll go to the bottom of the second, getting a little bit ahead of myself, and it's 1-0 Randall. Back in a moment.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600.
All right, Darren, we are back with more Panther baseball, and we've got a 1-0 lead by the Randall Raiders right now.
It's a really efficient inning that time by Jerry. He probably only threw about 10 pitches. Nice job in the outfield. Left fielder caught a fly ball. Center fielder caught a fly ball, and then a strikeout on 3 or 4 pitches.
All right, Bray Silva pitching for the Randall Raiders had 2 strikeouts the last time up, and here's Jerry Diaz up to the plate. Boy, what a nice breaking ball for a strike. My goodness, that one not only broke down, but it broke from right to left.
Sure did.
0-1, and here's the throw. That's another beautiful pitch, and fool Jerry Diaz there. He swings and misses on that pitch, which was also in the strike zone.
Got a lot of movement on this pitch. All off-speed stuff, really.
It's really this guy's tough to hit. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout. That is strikeout number 3 for Silva. My goodness, what a
we're not really
fine-looking pitcher he is.
We're not really getting close right now. No. We're way off these pitches.
Well, he's got one of the best breaking balls, curveballs I've seen. Really good. Brian Encinas steps up to the plate. He's the designated hitter for the Panthers and batter number 5 in the order. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Encinas.
I'd be sitting on this curveball right here.
See if we can connect. That's another fastball down low, 2-0. He's having a lot better luck with that breaking ball, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess he thought like I thought. I thought it'd be a breaking ball.
And here's the next throw. There's a strike on the inside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, his curveball breaks down and away from these right-handed hitters. It's looked like it's going to be inside, and it came back around.
All right, here's the next throw. That almost hits the batter, and hadn't if Brian Encinas hadn't backed away from it, he certainly would have gotten hit.
Yes.
3-1. We've had nobody on the bases yet. That one is a fly ball out to center field, and the center fielder was playing shallow, and he had to back way up, but he did catch it.
Yep. I tell you, he caught it over the shoulder, and that was a tough catch.
Tough catch from where he was, and that's John Aguilera making a good play.
I thought it was going to get over him and go to the wall, but it was well hit.
Yep.
And this is a big park.
Here comes Nick Almendares up to the plate, and Nick, third baseman for the Panthers. Batter number 6. They've retired 5 of our first batters here in this game. There's ball 1 on Almendares. A beautiful day here in La Mesa. Lots of sunshine. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. That looked a little outside to me.
Yeah, that guy, he needs to look. The catcher caught that at least 7 or 8 inches out.
Yeah, that one looked like a ball to me. There's another breaking ball for a strike. Wow, lots of movement. 1-2 on the batter here. 3 strikeouts so far for Silva. Here's the throw. And another one of those breaking balls, but he connects on this one. But that is an out over there at first base, perfectly handled by the Randall shortstop to first. We'll be back in a moment with the 3rd inning after these words.
The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. All right, we're back with more Panther baseball, and Canyon Randall comes up to bat here in the 3rd. It's the 9th batter up to the plate, Kason Benton. He's the shortstop for the Raiders.
He's been solid in the field.
And there's a bunt, beautifully laid down, and Bubba Patino fails to pick it up. He tried to barehand it, Darren, and did not pick up the ball.
Well,
could not.
Yeah, we need to be ready. He squared up early. It shouldn't have been a complete surprise because
error or base hit.
I think I'd call it an error. I think you got to make a play on a bunt like that.
I think so too, and that was really laid down well down the first base line, kind of completely unexpected too, Darren. So here's the top of the order: Bray Silva. And there's a throw over to first, dropped out of the first baseman's glove. And he was close to making the tag, but he dropped the ball.
Well, I was a surprise that you're bunting, but it's the number 9 hitter, but he squared plenty early. It wasn't, shouldn't have been a huge surprise. You're going to have to jump on that.
All right, so the 3rd error of the game defensively on the Panthers already in this game. Bray Silva stepping to the plate. And that is a pass ball, and the runner goes to second base. That pitch was quite high.
Well, it was a pitch out because they saw him going, and it was a pitch out. And
but we missed the ball at catcher, so Kason Benton is able to take second. So what should have been an out at first base is now a second base runner.
Yes.
And here's a pop-up.
There was a bunt that went about 80 feet foul.
Yeah.
It was high.
1-1 to Bray Silva, and Silva is their pitcher today, and he had a great day at the plate yesterday, and the first time up today he flew out to right field.
Well, we better be ready. He wants to bunt towards third and get that man to third.
And here's the pitch, and that's a bunt, and it's picked up by Fort Stockton's Jerry Diaz, the pitcher, and he's thrown out at first base for out number 1. But that does advance Cason Benton to third base, and a sac bunt just like the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was really a nice job. Again, they squared up early, but they executed it. He really put that one down, and the only play was to first base.
Colin Miller now stepping to the plate. He reached on an error his last time up and scored a run. Scored the only run for Randall. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called. It's 0-1.
Well,
Randall leading this game 1-0, top of the third.
The ump likes that outside part, so I'll give him credit there. He's consistent.
Yep. 0-1 to Miller, the left fielder. Here's Diaz with the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss.
Wow. Really?
And let's see, did he foul that one? Maybe did, but anyway, it's 0-2.
It's 0-2, and we need a strikeout. Then a strikeout here would be huge.
Dylan Ray is on deck. Here's Diaz with the pitch. It's up high. He misses there, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We have had one strikeout, yes, by Jerry.
Let's go back down and away, see if we can get him swinging.
Here's the throw. Fastball down low, and there's a throw out to third base. The runner back in time. Throw was a little bit too high.
I tell you, Canyon is really fast running these bases. They've got a lot of speed.
2-2 now to Colin Miller. And here's the pitch. That's a chopper. And a high chopper. And we're not going to be able to make a play. That's an infield single for Colin Miller.
Yeah, that's unlucky. That's one of those turf singles. That ball, he drove it right down into the ground, and then it stayed up in the air forever. And there's just not much you can do about that.
There's nothing you can do when the ball is way up in the air like that on that chopper. And here comes our coach out to the mound, and we'll have a quick timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, as we come back to play, 2 Panther defensive errors have led to 2 runs directly today. An error on the shortstop back in the first inning led to a run scoring. And then here in the third, an error on the catcher led to another run scoring.
And that was the first hit of the game, wasn't it?
That is the first hit of the game just a moment ago by Colin Miller, and it was a chopper.
Yeah, it's one of those turf singles. It just stayed up in the air, and there's nothing you can do but wait for it to come down.
Dylan Ray now up to the plate. And Randall is now leading 2-0 over the Panthers, top of the third. There's a move over to first base to Aiden Villarreal, and the runner back in time.
Well, this is one of the best base-stealing teams I've seen. We've thrown them out once, but most of the time they've been successful.
Yeah, very good at running the bases. Very aggressive as well. And that one is up high, 1 ball, no strikes. They beat us yesterday 3-2 in a very good game. But we were only able to have 4 hits, I believe, yesterday. Today we have none so far. 1-0. Here's the throw. And that's a ground ball. Third baseman. Here is 1. And we got the lead runner, I believe, but we did not get we could not turn the double play.
Really nice job getting that lead runner. So 2 away.
Now, was that the shortstop covering or was it second base?
I believe that was the second baseman that was
was
covering. Yeah, I think so.
All right, so there's 2 away, and a runner aboard at first on a fielder's choice is Dylan Ray. Now Brecken Melton steps to the plate, and he is their third baseman. He reached on an error last time in the first inning and had a stolen base. Now steps up a right-handed batter here in the third inning with 2 outs. Randall now leading 2-0 over the Panthers, top of the third. Here's the runner going. And they got him. That was a great throw from Bubba Patino, and the Panthers got him trying to steal. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the third with Canyon Randall now leading 2-0. We'll be back in a moment.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the postage shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Well, Darren, in all honesty, this game should be scoreless at this point, but the Panthers' errors in this game have managed to make it 2-0. Canyon Randall in the lead.
Yeah, the first one was a 2-base error because not only did we bobble the play and allow the single or the runner to make it to first, but then threw it into the dugout, which allowed him to go to second and then finally score. So, they've done a nice job with their sacrifices. I tell you, really a good bunting team. They've laid down 2 really nice bunts and advanced their runners.
Well, we just found out also that Andrews Lady Mustangs will play in Clyde Thursday and Friday for the regional. This is not the regional semis. It's the regional quarterfinals. I believe whoever posted that put semis. It's versus Springtown.
The Porcupines.
Yes, that's right. And that pitch is inside for ball 1 to Nick Sotelo. Game 1 on Thursday, May 8th with Andrews and Clyde. Game 2 Friday, May 9th. Game 2 at 2 p.m. Friday. Game 3, if necessary, 30 minutes afterwards. That's at the Clyde softball complex against Springtown. Here's the pitch. That's a foul ball.
It's 1-2-1.
2-1 to Nick Sotelo.
I wonder if Roger played baseball.
Sotelo, I don't know. He's from Monahans, isn't he?
He is a good cook, though.
Yes, he is.
He can really cook.
Yep, he's a good cook.
He's a good guy.
Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. It's going to even up the count at 2-2. It's an M&J fast loop foul ball. Darren, no hits. We've got zeros across the board for the Panthers in this game so far, with 3 strikeouts by Silva, the pitcher for Randall.
Looks like my bank account, all zeros. Nicky, just a freshman.
And that one's fouled down the third base line.
No offense to Felipe and his brothers, but Roger told me Nicky was the best athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he played on the varsity in
he's
football.
A freshman, right?
Yeah.
So,
he played in football. Now he's playing in baseball.
He really is. He's a very talented young athlete. Sure is. That one is a little blooper. It goes to the pitcher, and he underhands it to first base for out number 1.
Yeah, I think he really caught that off the fist. And anyway, yeah, Nicky's a good athlete, good guy. I like him. But his brother Andres was a very good football player, and Felipe played with Zane. And
they all those Sotelo boys have been good.
Yeah,
you bet.
Probably their mom.
Kyle Rojero stepping to the plate. Michael Patino also is up. All right, here's the next
That's a foul ball by Kyle Rojero. It's 0-1. We have yet to have a base hit. Only one base hit for Canyon Randall today, but 3 Panther errors in this game, and then a bad fielding choice as well added to that.
Well, last night the tough play was Jerry getting thrown out at third. Otherwise, we had a great chance to tie that game up in the 6th inning.
It's a little inside on that pitch. It's 1-1. Well, it's still just 2-0. So
yeah.
You know,
we need a big inning. We scored 2 runs in the 1st inning yesterday.
Randall in the lead. That one is fouled against the screen, and that's an M&J fast loop foul ball for a 1-2 count. Well, it gets tougher all the time the farther you advance in the playoffs, that's for sure.
It does. Well, except in softball where the second round is easier than the first round.
Yes, in our area, yes, that's true.
In our area. But after that, I imagine Springtown's pretty good.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kyle Rojero. And here's a ground ball. There's a base hit for Kyle. All right, that's our first base hit of the ball game, and it's brought to you by M&J Trucking Company. Good job by Kyle.
Well, it's nice. Nicky got the ball in play. Just we've hit some shots to the shorts. Their shortstop's been tough.
He has.
And I tell you, he's gobbled up a couple of decent hits that we had and made some nice plays at first. But that was a great single right there.
Their shortstop is Kason Benton. All right, Michael Patino stepping up to the plate for Fort Stockton. He's in the batting order today, Darren. And he shows bunt. And here's the runner. He is going to second base. That's going to go out into left field after the throw, but that's a nice stolen base by Kyle Rojero, Darren. Good job.
It really was, and they threw behind him, which the general rule is you throw ahead of a runner, not behind him, and both times it's come back to haunt the other team.
Yeah, and, Bubba Patino's had somebody batting for him here recently, but now he's in the batting order. He's batter number 9. He tries to bunt that one, and he almost got hit with it and fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
We have the ball boys fighting. I like that song. Cason is. I like the song about him.
Oh, the
keep marching along.
The Caissons keep rolling along.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get this hit.
And a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout for Bubba Patino. They'll throw him out at first. It's a strikeout, and it's 2 away. Now it's the top of the order for the Panthers, Darren. Zane Natividad stepping up, and Zane struck out his first time up to the plate back in the 1st inning. We're in the 3rd now, bottom of the 3rd, and we've just had our first base hit and a stolen base to get a runner into scoring position with 2 outs, and we do need a run. We're trailing 2-0.
Well, we've seen all the breaking pitches, and that helps the second time around, I think.
All right, Natividad up to the plate, facing Silva. Fouled it off, and it's 0-1. Just caught the top of the ball.
Well, don't do that. Hit it square. Well, it's round, but hit it square. Right?
Yes. 0-1 to Zane Natividad.
Come on, Zane.
Gama Corral on deck. All right, Silva with the pitch. That's down in the turf, and here's the runner going to 3rd, and they got him out.
Oh, I thought he dropped it, but I guess it came back.
He did not. That was a great throw after a little bobble, and that will do it for the Panthers. And we'll be back with more Panther baseball. We trail 2-0 to the Randall Raiders in Game 2. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
All right, Darren, we're back for the fourth inning. Canyon Randall stepping up to the plate once again. They scored 1 run in the first and 1 run in the third.
On 1 hit total.
Yes.
For the game.
Yeah, and Jerry Diaz is pitching, only allowed 1 hit, but the defense has failed a little bit today. There's a swing and a miss by Melton, and it's 0-1. It's Randall leading the Panthers 2-0. We lost yesterday by 1 run, 3-2. That pitch inside, and it's 1-1. So we've had low-scoring, close games between these two teams so far. And here's a ground ball taken by Natividad, and a beautiful throw, just perfect over to first base for the out.
Really a nice job, and I really thought this, in spite of Randall being a first-place team and, a state tournament team, really a good program, I thought this would be a close series because we play, we pitch well, we do a good job on the mound, and our defense is solid.
Brecken Ireland will step up to the plate now. He's the second baseman. He flew out to center field his last time up in the first inning. Up high on the first pitch, it's 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth. Randall leading the Panthers 2-0 in Game 2. And the Panthers are in a must-win here in Game 2 if they expect to advance in the playoffs. Whoever wins this game will advance to the area round. And here's the pitch. That one low and inside, and it's 3-0 to Brecken Ireland.
We don't want to walk anybody, do we?
Nope.
They're too fast on the bases.
There's a strike right down the middle, 3-1. He was taken all the way on that pitch.
Yes.
3-1. Adam Trevino on deck. Here's the throw. That one fouled out, and it now becomes a full count on Brecken Ireland.
Yeah, that would have been ball 4 right there. That was high and inside.
Yep.
But he wanted it. He thought he was going to get one down the middle and couldn't lay off.
All right, here's Jerry Diaz with the next throw, and that's going to be out to left field, and it's over the head of the left fielder. He jumps up for it, but that is going to be for extra bases. It'll be a stand-up triple for Brecken Ireland.
I tell you, that was close. He made a great effort out in left field, but just over his head. And, they're so fast running the bases.
Yep.
I tell you what, probably a double for a lot of teams ends up as a triple for Randall.
All right, Adam Trevino steps to the plate, left-handed batter. And Ireland has just hit a triple out to – that was over the head of the left fielder, Darren. And, Kyle Rojero did jump up for it and just barely missed it, but it was certainly over his head.
Yep, it was. I think they're giving the left fielder a little bit of a breather. Let him – he made a long run and a big jump, kind of came down hard. And
yep.
But I think that's one thing. Randall is definitely faster on the bases. They really know how to get around the bases quickly.
Adam Trevino, left-handed batter, stepping up for Randall. He is a big boy, a very tall young man. Here's a chopper, and there is an error on the Panthers. We cannot handle the rotation properly on the bunt, going over to first base, and we've got an error.
Well, it was off the end of the bat, chopper, and we had the runner was he couldn't come because we would have been able to throw it home, and so we should have made the out at first, and we've said that 2 or 3 times now, but we didn't.
I think that ball kind of fell out of the hands of Jerry Diaz, trying to relay it.
No, I think the first baseman came to flip it.
Oh, that's right.
And he tried to barehand it and flip it and was not able to, and so results in another base runner that shouldn't be on base.
So that is the 4th error by the Panthers in this game. Noah Cuellar, the DH. Here's a bunt attempted. It's foul. It's 0-1. And, of course, Randall has committed no errors in this game. They committed 1 yesterday. We committed none yesterday. But today we've got 4. 0-1 to Cuellar. We've got runners at the corners for Randall. On a triple, he's still at third, and then that runner on a bunt, and the error is at first. And there's a nice move to first base. Got to watch that base runner, though, at third.
Yes, we do. I don't think he'll try to steal home, but
1-1 to Noah Cuellar, the DH, with Gio Miranda on deck. Here's the pitch. That's a bunt. Man, they lay down those bunts beautifully, don't they? And the runner is safe. That is a bunt single for Noah Cuellar.
They're just so fast getting down the line. I mean, and
but they
really put the ball in a good spot.
It seems like up and down the lineup, Darren, they can lay down the bunts very well.
Well, and we're gonna have to talk about our bunt defense because that's 3 times they've bunted, and I think all 3 times they've been safe.
That scores a run by Canyon Randall. It's 3-0 now. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday it's the taco plate. Wednesday it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday it's the hamburger basket. And Friday it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
From the borders of the Rio Grande, through the Badlands of New Mexico, and all across the Permian Basin, those who need quality concrete delivered on time and within budget choose Big Bend Concrete. Whether they're pouring a slab for a commercial structure or a specialized pour in the middle of nowhere drilling site, Big Bend Concrete takes pride in getting the job done right the first time. So call 432-837-7179. Big Bend Concrete. Solid.
We're back. Gio Miranda stepping to the plate now for Randall. And here's the pitch by Jerry Diaz. It's up too high, 1-0 to Miranda. Now, Randall has scored 1 run here in the 4th, and they still have 2 runners aboard with only 1 out. A bunt single a moment ago, and an error by the Panthers in this inning.
Yeah, we need to talk about our bunt defense because they're killing us with the bunt.
1-1 to Miranda. We didn't rotate properly, not very well, I should say. But there's a base hit into left field, and here comes a runner. No, he's going to be held up.
Guys,
he's going to be held up. So we'll have a single, and bases will be loaded.
Really a nice job of getting that in quickly. We'd have been able to make the play at home, and the runner wisely held up at third. But bases are loaded.
Pretty good throw in from left.
It really was. Nice strong throw. Hit the cutoff man.
All right, Kason Benton stepping up to the plate. He reached base on an error last time. On a bunt, I believe. And that gets away from the catcher. But no damage done as he recovers the ball quickly.
Nice block by the catcher to keep that out in front.
1-0 to the 9th batter in the order, Kason Benton.
And those Casons keep rolling along.
And, Darren, he did reach base on that error last time up, and that one is inside and low, and now it's 2-0. That's a close pitch.
I think with a lefty, I thought that swept across the corner.
3 base hits in this inning by Randall, and here's the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. They had a leadoff triple, which has scored, and then an error,
and a bunt single and another single. Here's the pitch. Curveball on the outside corner. Got him, or got that strike, and it's 2-2. Nice pitch.
Yeah, we desperately need a strikeout or a double play or something good to happen right here.
Yep. Jerry Diaz trying to get out of this jam. One run has already scored. Bases loaded jam here with one out. And here's the throw. That one is popped up. Foul territory. We can't get to it. Looked like we could have, but no. 2-2 the count on Kaysen Benton with bases loaded.
Full of Raiders.
Yes, and you know what? They go to the top of the order after this batter.
Well, we need to get this one out with a double play.
Here's the throw. Right down the third base line. Man, that was close. Close to being a base hit, but it was foul.
I thought that was fair. That was really, really close.
It was close.
That's tough because that was going to roll all the way to the corner.
Yeah. Well, they've had a triple. We committed an error, a bunt single, and another single, and bases are loaded with Raiders.
Yeah, and I think those bunt singles really, we ought to be able to make those plays.
2-2 the count. Here's the throw. High and inside, and it's a full count on Benton.
Oh, it's a big pitch.
No place to put this batter. We cannot afford to walk this one.
No, don't walk him.
Here's Jerry Diaz needing a strike, and it is flown out to left. It's over the head of the left fielder, and here comes, one run, here comes 2 runs, and they're going to send another one. They got him out, they say, at home plate, the third one coming in.
Wow, I think we turned the wrong way that time and just didn't judge that one very well. I don't know, it might have gone way over his head anyway, but that was a deep drive. You know, the guy knew he was going to get a pitch to hit, and he really just jumped on it.
All right, there are 2 outs with a runner at third.
So what is our score now? 5?
Yes, 5-0. And here's the lead batter coming up for Randall, Silva, coming up to the plate. Here's the pitch. That is a strike, and it's 0-1 to Silva. So the guy who tripled scored, and then the guy who had got to base on an error scored, and then the bunt single scored. It's 2-1, I believe. 2-1 already? That one is inside and low. 3-1, they say, to Bray Silva. I believe that's right. It's number 22 at the plate, isn't it?
Yes.
And that is a walk given up. That's the first walk given up, isn't it, for Jerry Diaz today?
I believe you are right.
Well, turning into a big inning here for Randall, and they're going to send in a courtesy runner for him as well. Number 8 coming in, Wyatt Tolliver, will be the courtesy runner.
Wyatt Earp?
Wyatt Tolliver.
Tolliver.
And he's the courtesy runner. It's Colin Miller now stepping to the plate for Randall. He's 1 out of 2 today. He reached base and scored on an error in the first. There's a throw over to first, runner back in time. Then, of course, Miller singled in the third. And he was picked off going to second, by the way. Whoa, that was close. That was a close play.
That was really...
I thought
we might have had him.
I thought we might have picked that runner off at first there. There are 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and now Randall is on top, 5-0. Here's the pitch. It's a pitch out. 1-0 to Miller.
I think they saw it. The first baseman saw that catcher stepped out. He was ready.
Here's the throw. And that one is fouled. I believe he got a piece of it, and it's 1-1.
on a beautiful afternoon in La Mesa. Randall is now leading 5-0 over the Panthers in the top of the 4th inning. And the Panthers have had just one base hit today.
Well, we're going to have to do more than that to get back into this game.
Yep. 1-1 the count. Here's the throw. It's up high. 2-1 to Miller. Jerry Diaz on the mound for the Panthers, and I'm not sure what his pitch count is. The runner is going, and here's a chopper to the shortstop, and that's going to be a tough play to make. No way that we can make it. That's another chopper that turns into an infield single, which is 2 of those that they've had today.
Yeah, those are hits you can get on. You can't get those on grass but on turf, those things bounce and they just hang up there, and you have to wait and wait and wait, and then there's no play.
Dylan Ray stepping to the plate now. He's the 3rd batter in the order, and this is the 9th batter that has come to the plate in this inning, Darren. That pitch is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Randall has increased their lead now to 6-0 in the top of the 4th. And the pitch hits the batter. This will be a batter hit by a pitch. And the bases will be loaded now for the Raiders once again.
Wow.
2nd time the bases have been loaded.
Yeah, last time they got 2 runs. One was thrown out at home on a really close play.
All right, so Brecken Melton stepping to the plate now for the Raiders. He's the 3rd baseman. And a courtesy runner coming in for Dylan Ray, the catcher. And who is that, number 5 or 15? It's 15. And that's Braxton Lowry, the courtesy runner.
He wants a grand slam. That was a big swing.
All right, Braxton Lowry, courtesy runner for Dylan Ray, the catcher. And now here's Brecken Melton, the cleanup batter. He fouls that one. It's 0-1. Fouls another one. It's 0-2. He's reached base on an error and had a stolen base today, and also a ground out in the 4th. 0-2 the count. And here's Diaz with the pitch. Man, that was close, but it's a tad outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Melton. 2 outs here in this 4th inning, but Randall has scored 4 here in this inning. Here's the pitch, and it gets away from the catcher, but in front of him.
Did a nice job blocking that, keeping it in front.
Yep.
Driving the runner back to 3rd.
2-2. 1 run scored in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, now 4 here in the 4th inning for Randall. 2-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Diaz with the pitch, up high. Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, that's what happened last time, and I tell you, he swung away. I'd be playing maybe a little deeper in left field because they're going to be ready to drive this ball.
All right, here's the full count pitch now. And here's the throw. That is a fair ball down the 3rd baseline by Melton. Here comes 1. Here comes 2. A 3rd runner coming in. That's going to be a stand-up double down the 3rd baseline for Brecken Melton that knocks home 3 runs.
Yeah, they get to that full count, and they know that they're probably going to get a fastball in the strike zone, and they really have jumped on both of them and hit them hard.
9-0.
Ouch.
And there's an infield meeting by the Panthers. And this is batter number 11 coming to the plate in the 4th inning, Darren. They have had a monster 4th inning here.
Really have.
They've scored 7 runs in this inning.
Well, I tell you, on a good team like that, bases loaded, full count, they're gonna swing away.
Brecken Ireland stepping to the plate, 5th batter in the order, had a triple in this same inning.
Ooh.
Runner at 2nd. Here's the pitch by Diaz. It's up high, 1-0.
Now that's 6 base hits given up in this inning. Here's the pitch. That almost hit the batter, and that will get away from the catcher, and the runner will go to third base on a pass ball. And it's 2-0. We've had some couple of pass balls here in this game. 2-0 to Brecken Ireland. Runner at third now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Diaz, a swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1.
He was really swinging for the fences there. He wants another triple or a home run.
Here's the pitch by Diaz, down low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Panthers would have to win this game to advance in the playoffs. And we've got a big hole now to climb out of. That one is fouled, and it's 3-2.
M&J Fast Lube, foul ball. Oh, we don't call that for them, do
Not
we?
for them, no.
Well, we will today for a minute. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
I was getting bored.
Here's a pop-up. Shortstop is under it. Zane Natividad makes the catch, and finally, we retire the Randall Raiders after they score 7 runs in this inning. We'll be back with more Panther baseball in a moment.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Pauly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
All right, Darren, the Randall Raiders really made hay in the 4th inning, didn't they? 7 runs on 6 hits. We commit 1 error, and they leave 1 on base. So 7 big runs to make our score now. They've really opened up this game now, 9-0 over the Panthers as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on your defense because they're so good at running the bases. And I tell you, their bunts, if they need to bunt down the first base line, that's where they go. And that's a tough play because, your first baseman and your pitcher's got to run over and cover. They really put a lot of pressure on our defense.
They bunt the ball very well.
They do. And we haven't seen that kind of bunting, and we're a little rusty.
Zane Natividad stepping to the plate, and here's a long ball out to left field. And that'll be over the head of the left fielder onto the warning track. Zane Natividad is going to have a stand-up double here for the Panthers. Great job as our leadoff batter, Zane Natividad, gets a double here in the 4th.
Really nice job of hitting again. Once you've seen breaking balls and all these off-speed pitches, it takes at least one time through to get adjusted, and really a nice job by Zane to drive that he drove that to the wall.
That's an M&J Trucking Company stand-up double for Zane Natividad.
Well, let's get rid of this goose egg.
Yep. Gama Corral stepping to the plate now for the Panthers. He's the second batter in our order. He grounded out to shortstop his last time up. And, Darren, this is only the second time through our order.
Well, we're all going to get a hit. Everyone's going to get a double, 9 in a row.
Okay. Here's Gama Corral, and that one is bunted. It'll be foul down into the batter's box. It's 0-1. M&J Fast Lube foul ball.
Yeah, you kind of want to bunt this down the third base line so the third baseman has to charge and someone else has to cover and get that runner over to third.
Bottom of the 4th. It is 9-0 Randall. And, Darren, you have to think about that 10-run rule. There's a swing and a miss, and I don't believe it was fouled, and that gets away from the catcher, so that allows Zane Natividad to go over to third base.
Really does. Nice job of base running. Zane doing a great job with the double and then taking the extra base on the pitch that was outside.
It is 0-2 to Gama Corral, who grounded out back in the 1st inning.
Here's Silva for Randall with the nice breaking ball pitch for a strikeout. And that's 3 straight pitches, and Gama Corral is out. That's 1 down, and Rylan Nunez now steps up to the plate. He struck out his last time up back in the first inning.
I think he's going to get a hit right here and bring in this run from third.
We do have Zane Natividad at third base on a double, and then a pass ball got him to third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul back against the screen. It is 0-1. Jerry Diaz on deck for the Panthers. Panthers winning the playoff spot after beating Pecos last Friday night in a play-in game. And advancing here to bye district against Canyon Randall. That one gets away from the catcher, but he keeps it in front of him. And it's 1-1. Panthers won that game, what was it, 2-1, I believe.
2-1 in 8 innings.
Yeah.
That's 2 years in a row we've edged Pecos for the 4th spot.
Seminole right now the only team out of our district advancing against the Northern District as they beat Canyon in 2 one-run games. That one has popped up behind us, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you know, we're going to have to move up. I tell you, it's really tough being a number 4 seed playing a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And especially a much bigger school like Randall.
Well, and our softball teams, though, have done very well. 3 of our 4 teams won against the Northern District and then advanced, and they have won in the second round as well against the El Paso area schools. Here's a fair ball, and that one is going to be an out over there at first base, but we do score the run.
Yay.
That does bring in the first run for the Panthers of the ball game as Zane Natividad comes in from first. It's now 9-1. Randall on top with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, and Jerry Diaz coming up to the plate.
Nice job by Ryland. You know, you've got to get that run in from third with less than 2 outs. With less than 2 outs, and
right.
He did.
He did. Jerry Diaz stepping up to the plate. Our pitcher today struck out his first time up. First pitch down low. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Get a home run, Jerry. We got some action in the bullpen. I think we may have another pitcher.
Here's the throw. That's way outside, 2-0 to Diaz.
They intentionally walked Jerry yesterday, his first at bat.
Brian Encinas, our DH, is on deck. All right, 2-0 to Jerry Diaz. Takes the signals. Takes a long time to deliver, but here it is. And it's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. No, excuse me.
Strike 2, I think.
That is only strike 1. I'm sorry about that.
No, strike 1.
Yeah. It's 2-1. Talking to Brad Probst, their head coach, and played on the Astros Farm Club and played for Oklahoma State also.
He did. He was a Cowboy.
Yes, he was. 3-1 to Jerry Diaz.
See if they give Jerry something to hit.
Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count now goes full on Jerry at 3-2. So 2 outs. We've scored 1 run here in the 4th finally, and did get a big double lead off by Zane Natividad. Here's the pitch. He swung on and missed that one, and that'll be a strikeout. So we'll go now to the 5th inning with Fort Stockton trailing Randall 9-1. We'll be back after this.
Cactus Health is your one-stop health care facility. They care. They offer quality health care for you and your family, including cardiovascular disease care, cholesterol screenings, developmental screenings, diabetes care, family planning, HIV testing, and general primary medical care. Your family is their number 1 concern. They care. Cactus Health at 700 North Main. Call 336-8110 for information.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, Our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta-potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terraces at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc.
Well, Darren, I believe we have Jondre Reyes coming in to pitch for the Fort Stockton Panthers here in relief of Jerry Diaz. And as we start the 5th inning here.
Yeah, I saw somebody warming up in the bullpen, and, it's just playoff time. It's time to get some of these players some experience.
I know Jerry Diaz is now gone to first base, and looks like maybe Aiden Villarreal is not in the defensive lineup anymore.
I think you may be right.
So Adam Trevino will be the first batter up for Canyon Randall here in the 5th inning. And, Darren, you have to realize, I think, that 2 more runs by Randall would put them in 10-run rule territory.
Ooh.
So here is a left-handed batter. First pitch is outside to Trevino, and it's 1-0.
What is Jondre a junior?
Not sure. I'll look that up in a moment. There's a foul ball.
I know we have 2 freshmen that have played, Nikki and Bubba. I'm not sure on some of these others. We have a lot of seniors, though.
And there's a strike.
What a nice curveball that time.
No, Jondre is a senior.
Okay.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Adam Trevino. We're going to lose quite a few players next year.
We really are.
That one is inside and low, and it's 2-2.
Nearly, I think, all of our pitching. Jerry's junior.
Yeah, that's true. And here's the throw, and that one is going to be a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder is there, Kyle Rojero, for out number 1.
Really a nice job.
And we have Noah Cuellar stepping to the plate. He's the DH. He has had a bunt single, and he's also flown out to center field today. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball to left again. Kyle backing up, and he makes the catch. Second out in a row, recorded by Kyle Rojero.
Our shortstop. Both times on the throwing it back in, he's caught it behind his back, and it's pretty impressive.
Gio Miranda now stepping to the plate, I believe. Now, hang on a second. No, it is not. It is Kaysen Kalk to bat for the first time today.
Kaysen Kalk.
Yes.
Something that sounds like you'd use on tile.
Well, Kaysen Kalk is stepping to the plate. There's a curveball. Beautiful-looking pitch right there. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Jondre's done a nice job. A couple of fly ball outs.
And Miranda just coming off of a single in the last inning, so the coach trying to get some more players in for Randall. There's another strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. Beautiful pitch.
Yeah, that breaking ball had a lot of break.
Jondre Reyes taking over pitching. There's a curveball, and it's fouled off. Good-looking pitch again by Jondre. 0-2. We are trailing now 9-1 in this ball game here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss. That'll be, is it? No, I guess he got a piece of it. Must have.
Must have.
And it's 0-2 on Kalk. All right, here's the next throw by Reyes. There's a swing and a miss. Did he get a piece of it again?
I'm not seeing it or hearing it, but he must be just touching it.
Wow. 0-2. Here's Jondre with another pitch. Fastball down low, and it's now 1-2.
I like that pitch. He's been swinging at these breaking balls, and throw him one low and away, and he did.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled up and out of the park. It's 1-2. Kason Kalk at the plate now, right-handed batter at his first at-bat today for Randall. All right, here's the throw. Swing and a miss that time, and it is a strikeout for John Ray Reyes. 3 up and 3 down inning for Reyes, and we'll be back with more Panther baseball in just a moment.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. All right, a new pitcher coming in for the Randall Raiders here, Paul Aguilera. Now pitching against Brian Encinas. And it's first pitch strike. It's 0-1.
More of a fastball pitcher, it looks like. We'll see.
That one is outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Encinas. Paul Aguilera now getting the relief duties here for the Randall Raiders. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up, foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. They can't get to it on the warning track out in right field. So, Darren, we have a 9-1 game. Randall in the lead. They had the big inning in the 4th where they scored 7 runs.
Yeah, they did everything right, and we did everything wrong in that one inning. Just really, they hit the ball hard, just over our head a couple of times, and we fell behind in the count, pitching from behind a little bit.
1-2 on Encinas, our DH. Here's the pitch. Boy, that looked pretty good, but it's 2-2 on Encinas.
Yeah, I think that maybe stayed up a little high.
All right, here's the next throw. Swing and a miss.
Oh.
That'll be a strikeout for Encinas.
That was really a late wave at that.
Yeah.
Decided to. All right. Well,
we have Nick Almendares, the third baseman, stepping up for the Panthers. He grounded out to shortstop his last time up. And we're in the bottom of the 5th with Canyon Randall leading pretty big here now, 9-1. And that's a ground ball. Shortstop for Randall. Just really another outstanding play. This shortstop for Randall's really solid.
Really is. And
Kason Benton is his name.
Does a nice job.
All right, Nick Sotelo stepping to the plate. He's the right fielder for Fort Stockton. He grounded out back in the 3rd inning. Bottom of the 5th, Fort Stockton trailing Randall 9-1.
Come on, Nicky, get a hit.
Kyle Rojetto now on deck. Here's the pitch.
And he fouls that one down the third base side. It's 0-1. M&J fast loop foul ball. We have had just 2 base hits today, Darren. A double by Zane Natividad and a single by Kyle Rojero.
That's not enough.
Nope, not against this team. Not against most teams.
Not against most, no.
Yep. But they've had good pitching, that's for sure. It's 0-1. Here's Aguilera with the throw, and that one is fouled off, and the count goes to 0-2 on Sotelo. Well, 3 softball teams from our district will be moving on to the regional quarterfinals: Andrews, Monahans, and Greenwood. As Andrews beat Riverside, Monahans beat Clint, Greenwood beat YWPA, I suppose.
YMCA. That was a song by the Village People, I believe. One of the founding members went to school there in El Paso and wrote a song about his school.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses. It's 2-2.
I think Greenwood will be playing Snyder in the next round.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Seminola's moving on to take on Isleta in the baseball playoffs. That one is a foul ball. They're going to play that one next weekend at the New Mexico Military Institute in Roswell. Interesting.
They have all those. That's where those spaceships landed, and they've got some. They've got some at Area 51, Roswell. These are all top secret.
Area 51 is in Nevada.
Well, I'm just saying these are all in the same class. We had the, out on that ranch, they got those 5, that UFO that landed, and they were able to retrieve those aliens.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 maybe still be walking around. I'm not sure.
2-2 with 2 outs. Here's Aguilera with the pitch.
I think I saw one in Andrews.
You know what? Sotelo's battling here.
He's a battler.
And that was a nice ball, but it was just about 10 or 15 feet foul.
Well, Roger said he would cook for him if he got a hit.
Oh, okay.
So, that's a lot of incentive.
Yeah.
I told him I'd go bat and try to get a hit if he'll cook for me. He just laughed.
I think you're going to go hungry.
I am going to go hungry.
2-2. Here's the throw, and that's a pop-up, and it'll be shallow center field. Center fielder's coming up on it, makes the catch, and that will do it for Fort Stockton. A 3-up and 3-down inning for Aguilera in the 5th. Panthers trailing 9-1 as we go to the 6th. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Gilray Madrid, and we're excited to kick off another incredible school year. At Fort Stockton ISD, we know that success starts with showing up every day, and every class counts.
I'm Dr. Ken Vogel, and we want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but all students in their journey to do their best. Let's continue supporting our students and schools to ensure they thrive both in school and beyond.
Together, we can all make this a great school year.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway. All right, we are back. We've got the 9th batter stepping up here for Canyon Randall. In the 6th inning, Kason Benton. He's the shortstop. That one is inside, ball 1 from Jandre Reyes, who took over back in the 5th inning, and he had a 3-up and 3-down inning in the previous inning. That pitch is also a ball. It's 2-0. Looked pretty good.
Looked good to me.
He had 2 fly balls out to left and then had a strikeout in the last inning. That one is up high, and it's now 3-0 from Jandre Reyes.
Well, we don't want anyone on base.
3-0. Here's the pitch. It's a strike called. Benton was already on his way to first.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He was already stealing second. But it was a strike, so get back in there and bat.
That is a strike also. The same thing. He was on his way to first, and the umpire says, no, sorry.
No, that was a good pitch.
Oh,
he knows better than that.
Yeah.
He's trying to influence the ump, but both of those were strikes.
Well, it's a full count on Benton, who has tripled and reached base on an error today, and that's a chopper. Goes to the Fort Stockton shortstop. Got to hurry. He's safe. I mean, that's a single.
It is,
infield single. It was a high chopper again, kind of, and it took a while to get to the shortstop.
Well, I think there's two things they've done. I think they've worked on their bunts, and they worked on those choppers because they're really good at hitting the top of the ball, driving it into the turf, and then it stays up forever, and they're fast.
Yeah. And here goes our catcher, Patino, out to speak with Jandre.
He said he was telling him they're going to steal second. That's what he told me. He said,
yeah.
So try to hold him close because they're going to steal.
Well, that was a full count swing and a chopper for a single.
He wasn't going to let another one go by without swinging.
And I believe it's still Bray Silva, is it not? He's the leadoff batter. Yeah, number 22, who started out the game at pitcher, did a great job. And it's 1-0 now to Silva. Not sure what defensive position he's playing now. Unless he's a DH or something, which I doubt.
I am.
But what, you're the DH?
I'm a DH.
You're a Darren Hodges.
Yes, DH.
That is too high, and it's 2-0 to Silva. Well, we stayed on a Civil War battlefield last night.
We did.
Yeah, yeah, not really. But it sounded like it.
It did.
Or something biblical, right?
Yes.
And there's a throw out from catcher to first base. It's 3-0, by the way.
And literally had the worst glass of orange juice I've ever had.
It was pretty bad. That's a strike.
We're not
going to say what restaurant.
No, we're not going to say anything. I thought it though. But anyway, it was orange colored. But if I had my blindfold on, I'd have never guessed it. I'd have said, water, dirty water.
It is 3-2 now on the batter, Bray Silva.
But the rest of the breakfast, rest of the breakfast was good.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
Just don't get the orange juice.
Don't get the orange juice.
Full count on Silva. Here's the runner going. And that's a walk given up. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
So Jandre Reyes gives up a walk here. First two are aboard here in the sixth inning, Darren.
Uh-oh. We're in danger territory.
With nobody out.
Nobody out.
Yep. Colin Miller steps up to the plate. He's the left fielder. He reached on an error back in the first and scored. And then he's had two singles and scored one more run. He did get caught trying to steal second in the third inning. And it's another beautiful bunt laid down. And did we make the out? I believe we did.
We did. That was a very close play. They put those bunts down right where you're supposed to put them.
Yep.
And you've got to get over there, field it cleanly, and throw it quick to first. Otherwise, they're going to be on base.
Well, that was a good play by Jandre, I believe, throwing to first for the out on the bunt. But
both runners advance.
It's a sacrifice bunt, and both runners advance to second and third. A great job. They are a very good bunting team.
They do. They put it right where you want it, right down the line.
Sure do. Dylan Ray steps up to the plate, curveball for a strike. It's 0-1.
That's a great pitch.
Yeah. Runners at second and third, and those two runners represent the possible 10-run rule, and that one is outside and low. It's 1-1 on Dylan Ray, I believe. And Ray is the catcher for the Raiders.
The Raiders.
He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss right there. It's 1-2. He's the third batter in the lineup. He's had 2 fielder's choices and was hit by a pitch.
Wow. I found out Al Davis is not their coach.
What?
Al Davis is not the coach of the Raiders.
Why would you think Al Davis was the coach?
Or owner or something.
Huh?
Owner? Something.
No, I don't think so.
The Raiders.
No, not that Al Davis. Not those Raiders.
Not those Raiders. They look like those Raiders. They got the same pirate stuff and all that other.
All right, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dylan Ray. With 1 out in the top of the 6th, and Randall is leading Fort Stockton 9-1. Jandre Ray is pitching. There's a foul ball. Still at 1-2.
One and two.
We're in La Mesa, Texas on a beautiful afternoon for this bi-district series. Randall won game 1 yesterday 3-2 over the Panthers. Today we trail 9-1 in a game that we've not played very well at times. There's a base hit. That's going to go into shallow center field. Here comes 1 run for the Raiders. And Kason Benton comes across to score to make it 10-1.
Wow.
And that's a single by Dylan Ray. And now it's Brecken Melton stepping up to the plate.
That's what I say when I get mad.
What?
Brecken Melton.
Well, he's reached on an error in the 1st. He grounded out in the 4th, and he had a big double in the 4th as well. All right, runners at the corners, and let's see. Are we going to have a visit to the mound? It looks like we are. We may have another pitcher coming in, not quite sure, but we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more Panther baseball in a moment.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information. And we're back once again. We've got a change in pitching for the Panthers. This will be the 3rd pitcher we've used today, and it will be Aiden Villarreal stepping in the 6th inning with 1 out. We have given up 2 hits, 2 singles here in this inning, and a walk, and a sacrifice bunt. And that has resulted in 1 run scored and runners at the corners right now, Darren.
Yikes.
All right, Brecken Melton stepping up to the plate. Here is the throw over to first. The runner back in time.
You know, Aiden's
and the runner comes in as the throwback from first to the pitcher gets away from the pitcher.
See, that's just again, they're so speedy on the base pass, and you can't take anything for granted. We turned our back, we dropped the ball, and they score.
That'd be an error on the pitcher, I would think.
I think so.
And so that will make it 11-1, and that is a ground ball taken by the shortstop. Here's 1, and
got it.
We got the double play right there.
We got it.
And so that will do it for Randall, but they do score the 11th run of the ball game, and they lead now by 10 going to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back in a moment.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob's Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob's Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martine Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers.
Well, Darren, now...
Need a quick, efficient oil change?
Well, we're going to talk about the inning now as we're going to the bottom of the 6th. And Darren, all of a sudden, and that first pitch is down low from Aguilera, 1-0 to Kyle Rojeto, I believe. Here's the next throw from Aguilera.
Well, we need a run to extend the game, and we need 10 to go to extra innings, and we need 11 to win it.
Well,
something like
thank
that.
Thank you, Mr. Mathematician. Yes, there's a strike right there. It's 2-1. On Kyle Rojeto, who's played well in left field today. He had one go over his head, but, that happens. Ground ball to the shortstop. And again, beautiful play. They just don't make mistakes.
No, he nearly did. He couldn't get it out of his glove cleanly and caused him to double clutch, but made a nice throw, strong throw to first.
Well, Darren, in this situation, trailing by 10 runs in the 6th, we have to have a run to keep the game going. If not, this game, we're down to our last 2 outs, perhaps.
Perhaps.
And so Michael Patino steps to the plate, I believe, for the Panthers. No, it's not. Excuse me. It is Aiden Hernandez stepping to the plate.
Number 8.
Yes, that's right.
Maybe it's Aiden.
Why would you say that?
It's number 8.
Oh.
Instead of Aiden, it's Aiden.
Okay. I thought you meant he already had lunch.
Ooh, speaking of lunch.
Don't get anxious. It's 1-0.
Boy, I could use a good orange juice.
It's a swing and a miss. 1-1.
When you have a bad one, you can't end on that. You've got to. Now I have to get a good one now.
Well, yeah. And here's a pop up in foul territory. Third baseman is there and makes the catch, and we're down to our final out.
You're right. We've got to have a run, or it's over.
Yeah, Zane Natividad, who had a double his last time up, Darren. And you know what? This is only the third time we've been through the order. We're starting at the top for only the third time.
Well, he had a great double.
He did, and he scored.
Stand-up double. Nice job.
Scored our only run of the game. We've only had 2 hits.
Is that right?
Yes.
2 hits.
Yeah. Had a single by Kyle Rojeto, and we had a double by Zane, and that is it. It's 0-1 to Zane Natividad. Here's Aguilera with the pitch. Swing and a miss. We're now down to the last strike as Randall leads it 11-1.
Well, we're going to get a hit right here. Season doesn't end on this pitch.
0-2 the count. All right, here's the throw. And it's a ground ball taken by the shortstop again. And a beautiful relay, and that will do it for Fort Stockton in the Bi-District Series. The season is over for the Panthers, and Canyon Randall advances. It is an 11-1 final. Canyon Randall defeating the Panthers in 2 straight games in Bi-District, 3-2, and 11-1 in 6. We'll be back in just a moment.
Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martina and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler Sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
All right, Darren, we come back to play here this afternoon. And Canyon Randall has defeated the Panthers by a score of 11-1 in this game. And they've just awarded the trophy out there for Bi-District Championship to the Randall Raiders.
Yeah, it was. And, good effort by the Panthers. We certainly had opportunities to win game one. Today we had one bad inning. Gave up 7 runs in that inning. That really hurt.
Well, Darren, it was 11 runs on 9 hits for the Randall Raiders today. They commit no defensive errors, and they only leave 3 on base today. So that's pretty efficient. They did an amazing job not only of getting a few hits, but also some great bunts today by Randall, and they took advantage of our defense a little bit with those bunts.
I think we got rattled with the speed on the bases and made maybe a couple of bad decisions and missed a couple of plays.
So today we get only 1 run on 2 hits and commit 4 fielding errors, and we leave nobody on base. Zane Natividad got a double. He went 1 for 3, and Kyle Rojeto went 1 for 2, getting a single. Jerry Diaz started out pitching, and then we had a couple of innings from Jandre Reyes, and then Aiden Villarreal finishing it up today for the Panthers. So the Panthers are eliminated, and Randall moves on in the playoffs.
Well, a good team, and I think they've been to the state tournament 2 or 3 times in the last few years. They've got a really good – it's a big school, and it's a good baseball program.
Well, 3 out of the 4 Northern District teams advance in the playoffs after the Bi-District round. Seminole, the only team out of our district to advance. They beat Canyon 2-1 and 4-3. Andrews lost to West Plains. Andrews won the first game 5-2. West Plains won 11-1 and 2-0. And then Greenwood lost to Pampa. Greenwood won game 1, but Pampa came back and beat them 6-1 and 12-7. And Fort Stockton, we lose 2 games in a row to Randall, 3-2 and 11-1. The other softball teams out of our district still going as they will advance to the regional quarterfinals, Andrews, Monahans, and Greenwood.
Well, it is. Most of the teams, Seminole out in softball, but in baseball. And really, our district's played pretty well.
Pretty well. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this season as the Panthers fall to Canyon Randall 11-1, and that is final after 6 innings. And this is Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges now returning you to KFST.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Panther Baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther Baseball has been brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, the First National Bank, by Fort Stockton
Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place in Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salcedo Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, by Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Thanks for tuning in for Panther Baseball.